Hey, thanks for stopping by for another No BS social media chat. This week I'm coming out of a convention I've been a part of off and on for 30 years, more on than off. And it gives me a lot of insight into social media and has, since I started working in social media, that's because we're getting the music business together and the radio business together. It's the annual country radio seminar. And again, because I was in country radio for so long, I've been a part of it from all aspects, even involved in the seminar itself. Now I'm just a participant, but it gives me a chance to see old radio friends, meet new radio friends, see radio media clients, as well as music business clients, as well as artists, new artists, potential artists. It gave me a chance to meet one of my new artists who I started working with that I'd never met face to face. We'd only talked on the phone, we'd only Skyped, we'd only emailed back and forth. We had a chance to sit down face to face. And one of the things that kept coming back, and if I'm standing in a hallway or sitting in a bar and just talking with somebody, 9 times out of 10, we may talk a little radio because of my background, but we end up talking about social media. And time again, I hear from people about how they just don't have time for social media. And I understand the time crunch. But if you're going to use social media, as we've talked about many times before, to help build your personal brand, whatever that brand is, or even your business brand, you have to put in the effort. You have to make a plan. Now, sticking to the plan is a whole other story, but you have to make a plan. As I tell artists from the moment I start working with them, and 9 times out of 10 when I start working with them, they don't have any regular content that they're putting out. They're not sharing regularly. They're just not doing anything on a regular basis. So I ask to start something simple. That's not realistic, but it is. I ask for 3 somethings a day. Just give me something 3 times a day, or 3 somethings a day, I guess you'd say, so we can get into the process of working it in. So we can get in the process of making social media and your social media platforms a part of your daily routine. As I've always felt in business, anytime you enter into a situation that you're entering into blind for the first time, you have to plan it a bunch of different ways. You plan for the best case scenario, plan for the best success possible. You have to be prepared for the worst case scenario, plan accordingly. And usually somewhere in between, you're going to fall once you've wrapped things up. Well, with social media, if you plan for doing 3 somethings a day, and one day something happens, you only get 2, it's okay. It's better than going dark. The young lady I just started working with doesn't post a lot of content, hasn't been very consistent, and I talked to her about consistency. This past week, she'd come out and she'd post a new little video clip, a little, back behind the scenes of her new album clip, had posted a couple of pictures, a couple of status updates, and man, her numbers started growing on all of her platforms. And then she went dark again, and the numbers dipped, and the numbers actually went backwards. And I told her, I said, the key is doing something every day, being consistent. Again, it could be 3 things one day and 5 things the next. But if you get it into your routine that you have to find that time for social media, you're going to have more consistent content. And more importantly, you're going to be able to build a following. People are going to come to expect it. It's not about how many times you do something. I mean, I've got friends who are on social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, 10, 12, 14, 20 times a day, which some may say is too much. A lot depends on their audience. A lot depends on what their audience expects. They found what works for them. But more importantly, they have a plan and they work it all the time. And as I've talked before, and again, all of these discussions, we're touching on the same topics all the time. Social media, we're talking nuances. Social media isn't that involved. It's just working, finding out what works, identifying what works, and do it again. When it stops working, trying something else. So it's important to at least come up with some sort of plan. And to start, whether it's 3 things a day, or if you go back to, I think 100 episodes ago at least, I said give me 15 minutes a day. If you give me 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at midday, 5 minutes at night, at least with some content, at least something, whether it's replying to people, liking something, give me something 3 times a day, you'll start building it into your routine. Every morning, or every night really before I go to bed, I know what my plan is for the next day. And it's fairly consistent. There are certain things I do on certain days, much like these videos. They get produced usually on a Thursday or Friday. I edit on a Friday night. Then I get them uploaded, get them ready to go, and then they launch on a Monday morning. Well, then I got to make sure to upload them on Facebook and upload them all around. But I've got a plan. So I've got a little work schedule. And I know if I can't necessarily get to it on Friday, I'm traveling on a Friday, I can always shoot it on a Saturday. Or I can even shoot it on a Thursday. It's not that time sensitive. But I build it into my plan, into my schedule, so I know what I've got to do. And I think it's important that you do the same when it comes to your social media. Plan some time out, and I don't care if you plan the bulk of it, if Saturday afternoons are free for you, and you can just curate a lot of social media content. Again, it doesn't have to be in real time necessarily. Now, it's one thing if you're at a convention and you're talking about all the people you meet because there are people around you doing the same thing. it has to be a little bit more in real time. But if it's just life in general, we've talked about preparing for your social media content with just life observations, just some sage evergreen content that you can bring out that could have been shot 6 months ago. The time factor isn't what matters, it's the story you build around it. So think about a plan, work a plan, and prepare for the fact the plan isn't going to always stay true to form. There are going to be some shifts, there are going to be some adjustments, but at least if you have a plan, you're already one step ahead of the game. Next week, another No BS social media chat. NoBSSocial.com, the website. You can also find us on our No BS Social YouTube channel, on Facebook too. Just stop by next week, another No BS social media chat. I thank you so much for stopping by. Make a plan.